Okay, so we'll get straight into the warm-up then. So for those of you that haven't been on before, so standing nice and tall, hips straight forward, we're just going to swing our legs, standing on one leg and swinging one leg forward 10 times. As you go through the 10, just try and increase the range, keeping your leg as straight as you can, but not too rigid. And again, just try and keep the hips nice and straight. All we do is just swinging the hips. So it's 10 on one leg. When you've done the 10 on that leg, change around, 10 on the other. It's okay to lean on something to hold you, keep you steady, that's fine. If you want to use a chair or a door handle, and it's again, just be careful that you haven't got anything within range that you're going to kick. Otherwise that might be quite painful. Okay, so when we've done 10 on each side, we then go 10 across the body. So again, we just start off on one leg, keeping our hips and body straight, and again, increase the range as you move through. And just start off gently and then increase the range of movement as you get towards your 10. And you've probably guessed what comes next. When you've done those 10, it'd be 10 on the other side. So again, it's just 10 one way, 10 the other. Again, by all means, hold on to something to stabilise you. It's just a hip warm up, nothing else. We're not trying to do anything too clever. Okay, I think that's everybody done there. Next one will be opening the gate. So we're standing nice and tall again, hips in a nice straight line. We're just going to bring our knee up, round to the side, touch down, round to the front and back, alternate leg, touch down and back. We're going to do 5 on each side. So we open the gate and then we close the gate. Open the gate, close the gate, and we do 5 of those on each side, please. Good stuff. Okie dokie. So when you've done 10 of those, the next one will be leaning against the wall, 45-degree angle. And then we're just going to go up on our ankles. And we're just going to do 10 of those on each side. If you don't have a wall near you, then you can do a down dog. And we're just flexing our ankles. 10 on each side, just to work through those ankles and a little bit of lower calf. So if you are leaning against the wall, make sure your back's nice and straight and a nice 45 degrees angle, and we're just working those ankles. Okay, when we've done those, we're on to a hamstring sweep, which looks like this. So we're upright and then we're just going to sweep down. So our front leg goes out straight, our support leg is bent, sweep down to the side, and then we sweep down to the other side. So it's 5 on each side. So as low as you can go. If you can't get very low, it doesn't matter, as long as you feel the stretch in your hamstring. You might only just be able to get a little way down. Just do to your range of movement. Okie dokie. Right. I think that's everybody through. We're on the floor next, guys. So if you just quickly look what I'm doing, hopefully you can see me well enough. So I'm sat down, I've got my weight on my hands behind me. My feet are wider than shoulder width apart, and I'm just going to drop my knees down to the ground one way and swing around to the other way. Trying to keep the body facing as forward as you can. So we're rotating the hips and we're just rolling, so your knees should come towards your heel on the ground. Okay, and again, just as far as you're able to do. Some people will be able to get a greater range of movement, so it's just 5 on one side, 5 on the other, just alternating through those. So we're just rotating those hips. Okie dokie. So the next one will be the lunge rotation. So I'll show you from the front first. So in this case, I've got my left leg straight behind me. My right leg is bent out in front of me. My left hand is down on the floor next to my foot. And then my right elbow is going to come down the inside of my shin. And then I'm going to rotate all the way around and then back down. Right the way down as far as you can and rotate all the way around as far as you can. And from the side that looks like this. So try and keep your knees straight if you can. And then up and a twist round. So do 5 on one side, then swap over and do 5 on the other. Okay, again, so if you're new to this particularly, you'll find this is stretching quite a lot of different things all at the same time. So we've got a upper body rotation, we've got a hip rotation, we've got shoulders working, and we've got legs engaged as well. So it's 5 on one side, 5 on the other. There's no rush. Just do them in your own time. Do them nice and slowly and control. It's far more important to get the actual exercise right rather than getting them done as quickly as possible. Okay, the next one we'll be back on the ground again. This time I'm going to be laying on the floor. So hopefully you can see me okay. So my arms are going to be out to the side in a sort of crucifix. And then we're just going to roll our hips, knees to the ground, and then back over to the other side. Try and keep your shoulders on the ground, keep your head nice and relaxed. And we're just doing 5 on one side, and then 5 on the other, alternating. So it's 1, 2, up to 10. So just swing through, nice and relaxed. Just really working that lower back, your hip. So feet together, if you can, and then just, that's it, and then just rolling around. You find your hips will come up a little bit, but again, just go through the range of motion that you can, but try and keep your shoulders on the ground. And at the point where your shoulders are desperately needing to come off, is probably the extent of where you're currently at in terms of your range of movement. Okie dokie. Can't quite. It's going dark outside. I've lost one or two of you in the dark, so I hope you can see me. That's quite funny. Right, okay. So this time we're going to be on one knee. In my case, I'm on my left. I've got my right leg out to the side, straight, and all I'm going to do is pulse backwards. So just keeping that straight. So from the side, I'm still keeping upright, and I'm just going to sit back onto my feet. You can curl your toes underneath because that will stretch underneath your foot at the same time. And we're just going to keep that leg engaged out to the side of you. We're going to do 5 pulses on one side and 5 on the other. We're going to, if you pull your toes up towards you, that will just increase. You should feel that in the abductors on the inside of your leg. You'll also feel it on your rear foot. You're just stretching that underneath of your foot as you're pulsing back. So it's 5 on one side, swap over, and 5 on the other. And what I forgot to do is bring my clock. Okay, once we've done those, the next one will be onto our sumo, the sumo squat. So we're going to be feet further than shoulder width apart. You can have your toes facing out very slightly. We're going to go down to sumo squat. We're then going to have our hands on the inside of our knees, so you can clasp them together. Put your hands together, and then all we're going to do is just gently rock from side to side. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're just using our elbows to push our knees out, and then we're just gently rocking from side to side. 10 all together, so you finish it doing 5 on each side. So a nice sumo squat. Try and keep your back as straight as possible, head up, and we're just rocking from side to side. You will feel that again in the abductors, a little bit in the glutes as well, a little bit in the quad. Okay, so good, that's the warm-up over. Well done. I have extended the warm-up ever so slightly from previous weeks, but I just thought it's important to get that sort of mobility included as well, which is all part of the conditioning part of strength and conditioning, obviously. If you've got a water bottle or a dumbbell or a bag of sugar or any weight at all, if you haven't got anything, don't worry, you can actually manage without. So next exercise, we're going to go for 30 seconds, and we're going to be doing Russian twists. So that will be sat down, and we're just going to hold our weight. We're going to go to one side, rotating round, keeping our knees facing forward. If you can, get your feet off the ground. If you're not quite there yet, you can just gently lay your feet on the ground, but knees will be bent. We're going to go side to side. We're going to go for 30 seconds. Okay, so we're ready and go. I've now got my stopwatch, which will help. Schoolboy error there, forgetting that. So keep going for another 5 seconds and rest there. Okay, so we're going to be doing 2 sets of exercises, and if we've got time we'll repeat the first set, which is this one. Okay, the next exercise will be ski squats. So that will be just a nice squat. So weight on heels as you go down, knees not carrying forward over your toes, keeping your back straight and head up. So if you've got a ceiling and a wall, you're looking towards that sort of ceiling and a wall. Feet should be just about shoulder width apart. So we go for 30 seconds. Ready and go. So it's ski squats. I've done it again. Squats. Okay, so nice, as low as you can get, but remember, weight is on your heels, not on your toes. So it's almost as if you're sitting down back on a chair. Nice straight back, heads up, to help keep your back straight. Got 5 more seconds. Great, okay, rest there. Next one will be down on the ground. The next one will be just on the flat on the floor. All we're going to be doing is bringing our legs up, straight, and then back down. So it's just a straightforward leg lift, up and down. If that's too tough for you, then just do one leg at a time to start with, or try it with a 2-legged one to start with, and if you fatigue too early, go to 1 leg. Okay, so again, what you can manage, that's the important thing. And if you've not done much of this work, we don't want to kill you straight away. Okay, so leg lift then. I think we've just had someone rejoin us or leave us, I'm not sure what happened there. Okay, so 30 seconds, away you go. So it's double leg lift. Again, as far as you can manage it, try and keep your head relaxed on the ground and gently, so it's nice slow movement, legs as straight as you can, just holding that, using that core, really sucking that tummy button towards the ground to help you control the lift and the fall as you let your feet come back down under control, and rest there. Well done, guys. Bit of a tougher one for the core on that one. Next one, you need your band. If you've got a band. If you haven't got a band, don't worry, you can manage without. So that's just going to go around our knee. All we're going to do is we're going to get our sumo squat position. So again, weight on your heels, and we're just going to put the tension in it, and we're just going to do a little crab walk. So we keep that tension at all times. We're just going to go one direction as far as much room as you've got in you. So if it's only 2 steps, that's fine. as much room as you've got in your location. But remember to keep that nice squat position with a straight back and head up. So sumo squats, 30 seconds, away you go. Sumo squats, I'm talking about crab walks. Oh, it's getting a bit warm, I'm obviously starting to lose it myself. Okay, so make sure you adopt the squat position, so not standing up and just walking. We need that nice squat position and just crab walking from side to side. Okay, so get yourself in that squat position and rest there, guys. Okay, keep your knees, your band around your knees. If you've got one, if you haven't got one, again, don't worry, you can manage without it, because you can do those crab walks without a band. You just won't have quite as much resistance. So keep your band around your knees. We're going to adopt, I can't stop saying the right words tonight. We're going to be in the standard plank. We're going to put a bit of tension in the band if you've got one, and hold that. We're going to hold that for 60 seconds. So get yourselves ready. If you have to collapse onto your knees for a break, away you go. Like I say, if you can't hold it for the full 30 seconds, take a second breather by just collapsing your knees onto the ground and then come back up again and try and complete the 60 seconds. So again, it's only what you can manage. But again, if you're struggling with this exercise, it's a good one to practice, and it is one that you can work towards trying to progress to that full 60 seconds. We have got some more adaptation to this which we'll work through again in coming weeks. So you're halfway through. So just try and hold that with that nice level position. So keeping your head nice and relaxed, looking down at the ground, not trying to look up in the air. Got 15 seconds left. Keep holding it. Weight should be on your elbows. And your elbows should be underneath your shoulders. 5 seconds. And rest there. Excellent. Well done, guys. Good. That's the end of the first set. So give you a little 30-second breather again. So we're going straight into the next set of exercises. You're going to need your band again for this one, please. So whilst we're just getting a bit of a breather, we'll just get that back around our knees. I'll show you what's coming next. It's your classic clams. So we're going to have our knees bent at sort of 90 degrees, but the important thing here for anybody that's new is ankles, hips, shoulders should all be in a nice straight line, okay? You can either go down on the ground and do this, or up, and all we're doing is bringing our knee up. I like to put my hand on my hip to stop my hip rolling back, so we don't want the hip rolling back. We want to keep our hip nice and straight, so it's just the glutes working, and so we're controlling it up, controlling it down. We're going to go for 30 seconds on each leg. So get yourselves ready. 3, 2, 1, go. So again, make sure you're nice and lined with your ankles, hips and shoulders all in a straight line, and just using that glute muscles to lift your knee and to lower your knee under control. Don't let the band snap you back down. Okay, that's good. So you've got that resistance band. If you don't have a resistance band, you can still do this without one, because your own weight of your knee will act as resistance. Okay, rest there. Flip over to the other side. And get ready to go for the next set. 30 seconds again. Are we ready? And go. Okay, guys. Just as a pointer for next week, if you're joining us next week, please, if you try and have a look at where your camera angle is, so that if you're on the ground, I can actually see what you're doing, just to help me make sure that you're doing the exercise, hopefully in line with what I've described, and it's the right exercise. That would be good. Obviously, one or two of you have just disappeared out of shot. And rest there, guys. Thank you. Okie dokie. Oh, I remember this one. Okay, we're down. Keep your band around your knee. Down on the ground. We're going to have our legs at 90 degrees, feet flat on the ground, hands by our sides, head rested down. And all we're going to do here is a straightforward bridge up, hold for a second, and bridge down. It's nice, simple. Keep that core muscle engaged by pulling your tummy button in towards the ground, and just help you take the pressure off your back, so you're lifting by pushing the weight on your heels up and your core engaged. So all the pressure is on your heels and the tension is in your core. So we'll go for 30 seconds. Away you go. Again, feet can be just a few inches apart, that's fine. Shoulder width apart, so the maximum will do. Whatever's comfortable, that's certainly not huge distance between your legs. Just keep it nice and controlled. So just drive those heels into the ground and suck that core muscle in. Really, when you're coming up, just feel that core engaged. And really, if your back's hurting a little bit, you're not engaging your core properly. Rest there, guys. So you want to try and make sure that your core muscle is protecting your back, which is one of the reasons why we're working on the core muscles, so that it helps to protect backs when we're doing the various different sports that we're doing. Okay, so we don't need the band now, guys. What we will be doing now is a nice straightforward, just a lunge, okay? So a lunge, we want 90 degrees angle, we want backs nice and straight, we want heads up. We're going to lunge forward, we're going to come back. So I'm trying to do it in slow motion, it's not very good. So we lunge on the opposite leg and then we come up. So try and keep your head up, keep your back straight, and use your arms if you want to balance, but just straightforward lunges. And we're going for 40 seconds. Ooh, exciting, change. Okay, on your marks, ready, go. So lunging forward, right. Try and keep your back nice and straight. So lunge and back, not leaning back like I was then, but just nice straightforward. Let's see, you're getting that position, you're dropping your body down rather than leaning it forward. Okay. So if you can't quite get it, don't stretch out too far. If it's too difficult, just practice. You can even practice just going up and down, just in front of the mirror especially. You can start to see yourself whether you're collapsing or not. Just alternate legs and rest there, guys. Okay, I like these. Not a lot. We're on to dead bugs next. So dead bugs are feet up in the air at 90 degrees, arms up in the air, and we go alternate leg down, just so it's fractionally off the ground, with your arm out, opposite arm out, but your remaining arm stays pointed up towards the ceiling. And as you come up, you swap. Okay, so that's a dead bug. It isn't that. It's controlled up, and it's just alternate legs. And we are going for just 30 seconds. So let's see how we get on with those. Ready, and away you go. Okay, got your message, Russell, thanks. Hopefully that will come back on for you. Okay, last few seconds and rest. Okay, well done, guys. It's quite difficult to get that. It's ever so easy for your arms to go like it's doing backstroke. So just take a little bit of practice, and you've got to sort of stop yourself sometimes to remind yourself of the position. Right, next one will be a squat against a wall. So we're going to find a wall, or if you haven't got a wall, you're just going to need to do a full squat. So what we're going to do, try and find one that is we're going to go down, we're going to have our backs up against the wall nice and straight, we're going to lower ourselves and hold that position, and we're going to do it for 30 seconds twice. Okay, So if you've got a wall, use the wall. If you haven't got a wall, just do a straightforward squat. So we'll go for the first one, away we go. So we're just holding for 30 seconds, try and keep your back nice and straight. If you haven't got a wall, again, try and keep your head up. We're looking for 90 degrees in the knee bend, so we're not putting pressure on our knee. So we sat in that sort of 90-degree position, or however low you can go. And just hold it a few more seconds and rest. Okay, give you a few seconds rest, and we're going to do that again. Just shake your legs off if they're just feeling a little bit yick. Okay, get ready to go again. So start to get yourself back to where you were against your wall. And get ready. A few more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. So again, hold it for 30 seconds again. Make sure that your knee is directly above your ankles, not over your toes. So you've got that nice 90-degree position, as if you were sat on this chair. Here, that position there, but you're up against the wall with your back nice and straight. And just hold that for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, well done guys. Okay, the next set of exercises, you might want to hold on to a chair, a window ledge, a door handle, and all we're going to do, nice straightforward, we're going to have one leg off the ground, we're going to have the other leg, we'll be doing a calf raise. So we're going to fire up for 1 second, then we're going to lower down for 3. So it's up, then down, 1, 2, 3. Staying on the same leg, we go up, down, 1, 2, 3. So it's a nice fire up quickly and a nice slow eccentric drop down. And we're going to do those for 20 seconds. Oh no, we're not doing it for 30 seconds, I beg your pardon. We're going for 30 seconds. Ready, go. If you've got tired calves or tight calves and you're finding this a little bit too much, just stop when you get to a point where you think the fatigue's kicking in a bit too hard, okay? So don't overdo it. I suffer a little bit from weak calves, so for me this is a real tough exercise. And again, I don't do this often enough myself, and it's really important to get calf muscles really strong, even if you don't suffer from struggling calves. Okay, rest there guys. Swap over to the other leg, and then away we go. Again, it's a fire up and a nice 1, 2, 3 down. Again, try and keep your body in a nice straight line always. Most of these exercises require you to try and keep yourself in a nice neutral position. So we're not bending down as we pick, coming up. We're trying to keep neutral, trying to keep that backside tucked in. Again, most of these exercises require you to engage your core muscles. So if you tuck that tummy muscle in, it helps you suck your backside in, which helps you maintain that good position. Rest there guys. Okay, excellent. That's the end of set 2. And we have enough time to go back to Russian twists. Okay, so back down on the ground then please, with your weight. So I've already explained all these. So the Russian twist, if you remember, is down on the ground, and from side to side. We're going for 30 seconds, and away you go. So it's just feet off the ground if you can, and we're just rotating the upper body by using that weight. If you haven't got a weight, you can easily do it with just the weight of your own hands. Again, feet can be on the floor if you're new to this, or slightly raised if you've done these before and you're fairly competent and you've got a little bit of strength there to hold that position. And it does come and rest there. I promise you, if you do these regularly, all these things get a little bit easier, and it's really going to help you keep stable and keep your form, which will help to keep your running more efficient, or whatever exercise you're doing. But also helps to, you can't guarantee no injuries, but it will certainly help reduce the risk of injuries, because you're going to be stronger in those muscles and We're on to ski squats next, guys. So you remember what they are. Weight on your heels. And 30 seconds, away you go. So again, remember, try and keep those backs nice and straight. Head should be up. Weight should always be on your heels, not on your toes. If your weight's on your toes, you're going forward too much and you probably just let your knees go too far forward. Rest there, guys, please. Okay, on the floor now, please, for your leg lifts. So nice flat on the ground, keep your back, keep your tummy engaged. Remember, tuck that core muscle in, suck it, belly button in towards the mats that you're laid on or your carpet. And then you're going to go up with nice straight legs. So 30 seconds and go. Again, if this fatigue's too much, you just can go to one leg, but just nice and controlled leg raises. Keep that core muscle engaged, guys. I can see this is good work. And thanks for moving the cameras, everybody, by the way. I can now see you all really well. Yeah, there's some excellent leg raises here. You're far better at this than I was. And rest there. Brilliant, well done. That's superb effort. Okay, we'll just do one more. So I'm going to miss the crab walks. We'll do the crab walks. Yeah, we'll do the crab walks. I was going to do the plank, but I'm going to let you off. You can always do a plank afterwards if you feel you've missed out. Okay, so get your crab bands on around your knees. Nice squat position. We're just going to move little tiny steps, keeping that band engaged at all times. And we're just going to go for 30 seconds and away you go. Again, remember to keep the steps nice and small, keep that band engaged, so not coming back together. It's just keeping that tension on the band at all times. Okay, well done, guys. You really should feel this. If you get in your squat position, you should feel that really quite well in your glutes. Okay, rest there, brilliant. Okay, like I say, we've just got over to 8:30 now, so we'll do some cool down stretches. There was just one exercise left to do, which was the plank. So if you're desperate to do that, then by all means do that yourselves afterwards. But we will move straight into, well, we'll start off with a nice quad stretch. So straight forward, hands, grab your foot. We keep our body, again, as always, nice and tall, straight, hips forward, hips aligned, knees together, or as close as you can get. And then if you really want to stretch that further, you can just push your hips a little bit further forward, and you'll feel that stretch deepen. So just hold that for a few more seconds. Okay, now swap over and do the same on the other leg, please. So again, just bringing that ankle into your hand or your foot, keeping that body nice and straight. Just feeling that in the front quad. Okay, and rest there. Up against a wall or a door or a chair, we're going to do a nice little calf stretch. So 45 degrees angle, body all nicely aligned, rear leg straight, feet both facing forward, and away you go. Just on one leg, and we're just as if we're pushing against that wall. And if you haven't got a wall, you can do it without. You're just stretching forward, just imagining you're pushing against the wall, but the position is the same. We're just bending that front leg and just stretching that calf. Again, don't push beyond the pain barrier, and swap over legs now, please. So it should feel a little bit tight but not hurting. And go. 20 more seconds for this. Again, so with stretches you should start to feel it being tight. You feel the stretch, If it starts to really get sore or painful, then you're going probably stretching a little bit too much. You want to just ease off a bit. Okay, so just light stretching is always more preferable than overdoing it. You know, certainly those of us of my age, you know, we're not as flexible as we used to be. We don't quite stretch as much, so you've got to be really gentle with some of these stretches. Okay, hold it there, guys. Okay, we're down on the ground now. We'll just do a hamstring stretch. So we're both feet flat on the ground. We're going to bring our, in my case, my right leg is up, a slight bend in your knee, and we're just going to pull our leg towards ourselves, keeping your leg up. If you want to extend the stretch, you just bring your toes towards your head, point them towards your head. And we're just going to hold that. So away you go if you haven't started already. Just hold that stretch. Should just feel that in your hamstring. Okay, change legs please. Again, if you want to just feel the stretch a little bit more, don't forget you can, if you bring your toes back towards your head, so just sort of bringing your foot down a bit, you'll just feel that stretch, that and just increase the range of stretch a little bit more. You straighten your leg a little bit more, or again increase the okay, rest there. Okay, and then I think the final one will just be to stretch the glutes out a little bit. So we're down, stay on the ground. We're just going to be one as we were just now, but this time we're going to bring our knee to our chest, and we're just going to hold that, pulling the knee down towards our chest, towards our head. We're just going to hold that for 20 seconds on one side. Again, once you've held for 10 seconds or so, you can actually just give yourself a little pull further and just increase the range of stretch. It will increase as you hold the stretch a little bit longer. And change legs, please. A few more seconds. And hold it there. Okay guys, that's it for tonight. We're done for stretches. Like I say, I just ran out a little bit of time for doing that last plank, but you all know what a plank is, so didn't want to overrun too much. But thanks for joining me. Good to see you all. I'll hopefully see you all next week, or I'll see you around. And anybody got any comments or whatever, by all means stay on for a minute afterwards if you want, or if you want to just ping me a message or ask anything, then get in touch. But for the meantime, enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thanks, Ian.
You're welcome. Bye guys.